evening. And thank you all for coming tonight to share in a very exciting time for North Carolina Central University. As all of you know, tonight we're beginning a new chapter in NCCU's history by installing a new head football coach. I should begin by saying that this search was not an easy one. We sought someone that we felt would motivate success, or what we call here, Eagle excellence. Not only on the field of play, but also in the classroom. We found that motivator. We found that coach. I am extraordinarily delighted to share this new chapter with you. Dr. Wicker-McCree, if you could come forward, please.
Thank you, Chancellor. Good evening.
Good evening.
First, I'd like to thank Coach Foster, Dwayne Foster, and his staff for taking over our program during an adverse time. He did an outstanding job, and we commend him and his staff for doing so. This is indeed a special day for our university, as we had approval for our new provost and vice chancellor for academic affairs and our new head football coach. Academic success is paramount to a winning athletics program, and I'm sure our new provost will be delighted to know that our new coach clearly articulated his vision for academic success of our football student athletes and how we will improve our APR and graduation rates. We started this process over a month ago, and I'm so very pleased with the outcome. I'd like to thank our search committee for their dedication and hard work in our efforts to select the next coach. Our search committee, which was a diverse group of people representing many key areas of the university and our community, did an outstanding job while following all institutional, UNC, and state policies and procedures. When Chancellor Saunders White gave the search committee its charge, she stressed that the new coach must have integrity, understand the importance of academic success, must be a role model and mentor to our young men to help them develop into successful citizens, professionals, and leaders. In short, our new coach must embrace our goals of academic support, competitive success, and institutional control, and be dedicated to the well-being of our student athletes. In addition to the Chancellor's charge, I asked the committee to strongly consider a new coach who would possess and demonstrate the following: passion for working with young people, energetic, expertise, knowledge of the game, ability to recruit excellent talent to NCCU, ability to engage our university, family, alumni, and our community, and most importantly, someone who is truly dedicated to ensuring the academic success of our students. When I received Coach Mack's resume, I contacted several people in the profession on all levels, and each of them spoke very highly about him and his abilities and his readiness to become a head coach. One thing to note is that NCCU has led the way in identifying great talent and providing opportunities to individuals in the early stages of their careers. And I can remember 19 years ago being given the opportunity to lead our women's volleyball program at an early stage in my career. And within the last 5 years, hiring a promising men's basketball coach at an early stage of his career. And once again, we are leading the way and providing yet another individual with the opportunity to begin a promising career as a member of our team. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our new leader for the NCCU football program, Coach Jerry Mack.
And there you hear it, folks. Jerry Mack named the head football coach here at North Carolina Central. He becomes the 22nd during this program's history. And enjoy the live video here of today's press conference. And as Jerry Mack is up on the stage, he's getting handshakes and all that from the distinguished members of the administration here at North Carolina Central, so we'll go back to the podium.
Good evening. First, I would definitely want to give an honor to God, who's the head of my life. Without him, none of this would be possible. The next thing I want to do is recognize my family. My wife, Starlet Mack, my daughter, Skylar Mack, and my son, Jaden Mack. And we got one more, Jackson Mack. Appreciate that, Coach. Without that support system, traveling all over the southeastern part of the United States would not be possible. The next part I want to do is recognize my dad. He could not be here this evening, but he knows that I love him, and we did it, Dad. We finally did it. My mom also could not make it, and my sister could not make it, but without that support system, I would not be here standing before you today. I have the best in-laws you could ever ask for. Traveling all across the country to babysit, traveling all across the country to do whatever we need. Mr. and Miss Collier, Sheridan and Clifton Collier, this is just as much mine as it is yours. The next thing I would like to do is compliment the committee, the search committee. I thought it was the most excellent search and the most professional system that I've ever seen. They did a great job of not only identifying me, but also the entire interview process was held very professional. And I definitely want to compliment the search committee for what they did. Next, I would like to personally thank Chancellor Saunders White. Without her, this would not be possible as well. When I first went to the Chancellor's office, I was a little bit scared, but as we started to sit down and she started to express her vision for our athletic teams, I started to express my vision. I could definitely see that we were on the same page. Next, I would like to thank Dr. McCree. She did an excellent job of not only reaching out to me, but also throughout this whole process, she has been nothing but first class and professionalism. And I definitely want to thank her as well. First of all, I want everybody to know this is a wonderful opportunity, and I am excited to be your football coach at NCCU. My background is I played at Arkansas State, obviously, and I went on to GA at Delta State University. Now, I went on there to GA, and I thought I was going to coach. The first day I arrived, the football staff was outside cutting the grass. I came to coach, and I'm outside cutting the grass. But that valuable lesson taught me how to start from the bottom and work my way to the top. Without the support of the community, without the support of the fans, without the support of the alumni, I cannot be successful. We need everybody on board. We need people in the cafeteria, admissions office, financial aid office. All across campus, we must all be one family. The success of our program not only lies on me, but it lies on all us coming together. I always use this term to our entire football team. Teamwork makes the dream work. We have a large, high expectation for our athletics programs here. And I definitely want to be a part of that, and I want to take this program to the next level. But we need everybody on board. We need all the alumni from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. All decades coming together, packing our stadium out. We need people to ride down the street showing massive support for North Carolina Central University. We need everybody on board, from stickers to bumper stickers. If you got a flag, we need to raise that flag in your business. You need to make sure that when you walk down the street, you wear your shirts proudly. That is the only way that we can take our program to the next level. Once again, teamwork makes our dream work. Next, I want you to understand our recruiting philosophy. Our recruiting philosophy not only stems from me, but it's something I've used ever since I was a graduate assistant. It's called SPV, stands for Sacrifice, Passion, and Vision. Throughout my whole career, I've taken that motto and applied it every day. Sacrifice. There will be times where our young men cannot stay up late at night and play PlayStation. There'll be times where they have to stay a little bit longer in study hall and get some work done. There will be times when they'll be tired, fight weary. That's what we say. We fight weary, because there will be times where you are tired and you got to push through. Passion. I want young men with a passion to play the football. We are right now in a football revolution. We are playing football all across the country from 3 years old to 4-year-old. My son wants to play football. When I was that age, I had no ambition of playing football. So we're in a football revolution right now. We can turn on any television station and we can see young men playing all across the country at every level. It is our job, as our students athletes' job, to attack the game with a certain passion. And that's what I want to do every time we hit that field, attack it with a passion and a vision. Everything is done with a certain vision and a certain purpose. I'm so glad the committee could see my vision through the eagle's eye, as I would like to say. They was able to see what I think that North Carolina Central University can be potentially down the road. We are growing, and we are getting better and better each season. Now it's time to take that next step through the threshold and become an excellent, top-notch, top 10, top 5 caliber program in the country. Premium on education. When I visited with the chancellor, she told me, she said, Coach, we want to make sure these young men graduate in 4 years, period. We're going to use summer school as a way to get ahead, not a way to get eligible. We want to place a premium on education. We're going to place a premium on identifying the certain young men that we need to be successful. The next step, obviously, we want a relentless effort. We're going to put a great product on the field on Saturdays or Thursdays, whichever day we play. We're going to play with a relentless effort, something that our entire family can be proud of. We want you to come out and watch us practice. We want you to come out and enjoy our tempo and enjoy how our guys fly around and practice. Come out to spring practice. Come out to the games. Come out to summertime practice and fall camp. You're going to thoroughly enjoy what we have to offer. As far as our schemes, what we're going to do on offense and defense, just know we're going to be fast-paced and we're going to stay on the cutting edge. We're going to attack. We're going to always be in attack mode, whether that's offense or whether that's defense. So fans, you need to get ready because it's going down in O'Kelly Riddick Stadium. Once again, I just want to make sure everybody understands what a great opportunity this is, and I'm thoroughly happy to be here. Thank you.
There you have it. There's the head coach of North Carolina Central, Jerry Mack. He's getting a standing ovation by the crowd here in attendance.
Yes, sir.
If you were in South Alabama, what made this a particularly desirable job?
In 2006, in the quarterfinals of the playoff, North Carolina Central played Delta State. And as you know, I left that staff in 2006. But those players and that coaching staff, those were, my colleagues and my friends and, players I had coached. So, I decided to travel down to the game and watch you guys play. The atmosphere was electric. People were all over. Tailgating was unbelievable. And obviously the quality and the product that you guys put on the field that day were great. Now, Delta State got the best of you that day. But with that said, I just knew at that point in time it was a place that I wouldn't mind being a part of one day. I just knew that this potentially, hopefully, our paths will cross again. My entire career, we've been a one-back spread, no-huddle style tempo. And honestly, I don't plan on changing it all. Obviously, we have to come in and evaluate our young men to see what best fits us and what we can do offensively. But I know at the heart of what we want to do, we want to be a spread, no-huddle, up-tempo style of offense. We've been highly successful at every stop, passing, running the football. So I don't intend on changing that at all.
Guys, for years, is it going to go away from the past staff's philosophy of redshirt guys and getting that extra?
I think that's a individual basis. I don't believe in playing a young man if he's ready to play right now. I want to play the best players, and the best players will play, and the best players will play quickly. If a young man comes in and he's ready to play and he's ready to execute and he has a maturity about himself, we're going to get him on the field at ASAP. I do believe in developing young men, and sometimes that redshirt year does help develop them. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to make any promises, but I do want to win, and I want to win quick. Every time I step out of bed every morning, I have two things in mind. One is obviously graduate our student athletes. The second, we want to win. Did you hear me? We want to win. Okay.
Why do you think you can help this program grow?
Excuse me.
Why do you think you can help this program grow?
I think I can help this program grow because of my vast experience. You know, one thing about Jerry Mack is I've been at Division II level, I've been at the FCS level, I've been at the FBS level. So I've had a chance to experience all different types of level of college football. And blending all those together, I see a diamond right here at North Carolina Central.
Coaches, join the MEAC. What can you say about this conference, and especially about the culture of football here in the state?
I think coming into the MEAC is one of the most highly respected conferences. Everybody in the country, from in the coaching circle, knows that the MEAC has extraordinary coaches. And now I think with the Bethune-Cookman and South Carolina States entering the national playoffs this year, now they're able to see that not only do we have great players, we have great coaches as well. You know, obviously in the state of North Carolina, talent is unreal. And I definitely want to thank the local high school coaches that came out. Shout out to Southern, winning the state championship this week. So I think the culture and the talent in the state is on a high end, it's a very high level of talent, and also just in the city of Durham as well.
The recruiting coach, it's going to be a little bit easier here to be out of Nick Saban's shadow.
Well, you know, Alabama is definitely, Alabama, Auburn, it's definitely a tougher, really tough state to recruit with those high caliber teams in the state. But I do think, you know, Coach Fedora, Coach Cutcliffe, you know, they do a great job in this state as far as recruiting and obviously putting a quality product on the field. So, you know, obviously we want to compete. You know, we're second to none, and I want to take that mentality in recruiting.
First of all, you know, obviously congratulations. Can you breathe now, or what's going? You have to be going 100 miles an hour right now.
You know, it's been an incredible ride, I tell you. Ever since the first email from the Sunday to the phone interview on Thursday, and then the on-campus interview. I mean, the entire ride is just unbelievable. And I would suggest if any coach had ever an opportunity to go through the process, it is an incredible process.
Chris Hooks, the play-by-play voice here of the NCCU Sports Network, with Jerry Mack, the new head football coach here at North Carolina Central. And, Coach, you know, it's interesting. You and I kind of crossed paths without you really knowing it. I was at Mississippi State during the time you were at Delta State. So
okay.
You were right down the road from me. You know, just when you come in as this is your first head coaching job, who was your biggest influence coming into this as far as predecessors, mentors, other coaches? Who was your biggest influence?
I would say my biggest influence in this whole process was my dad. And I know he's not a coach, but I think you need to understand also the relationship that we have. It is a relationship that is very strong and very tight, and it goes all the way back to when I was in high school getting recruited. I mean, as far as, you know, he's been preparing me for this day for a while. You know, I've kind of spent my entire career, you know, watching coaches and studying the game, and that's a compliment to him. You know, I've been preparing this day for a while. So there's no one particular coach throughout my career, but, you know, I didn't have to look far for my hero and the person that was my mentor.
And you know, obviously, how much have you had a chance to really look at the roster or anything? What do you know about this team at this point?
I do know we play incredible special teams. I do know that. You know, offensively, you know, we have to do some different things, and you know, we have to generate some more points and generate some more snaps as well. Defensively, you know, we have to get people off the field on third down. I think that's one thing we definitely going into this we have to do. So, you know, as far as player-wise, you know, no specific player. You know, no specific players jump out at me. We're going to take the entire spring through spring training, and also not only through spring training, but also through you know, summer conditioning to evaluate.
So what's the process from here on out? Obviously, you get to Christmas.
Right.
What's the process? Obviously, you got to hire a staff.
Right.
And is there a deadline you want to have a staff hired, or how's that working?
Not necessarily. I want the right men that see my vision. That's the biggest thing I'm looking for. You know, obviously there were some guys throughout my career that I would love to work with. But also, too, you know, it may be some local guys here right in town. I don't know. But we're going to find the best staff and the best fit. I think within the first 30 days of our program, I think one thing we're going to do is reach out to our community. You know, I want to get to know the people at the Chicken Hut. I want to get to know the people within our environment. The next thing is obviously recruiting. We got to finalize a little bit of recruiting. I want to be able to bring a few guys in here at the mid-year they can enroll in school in January. And obviously putting the staff together and evaluating our academic plan, stepping forward to the spring.
Chris Hooks, play-by-play voice here of the NCCU Sports Network with the new head coach of the Eagles, Jerry Mack. And Coach, one thing that talking to Ingrid, Dr. Ingrid McCree about this process, she said in a press conference, she's one that likes to give young coaches a chance. They gave Coach Moten a chance. He was, I think, 34 when he got the job, and look what he's doing now. His team has won 13 straight at home, and it's one of those things, and she was given a chance. My boss Kyle was given a chance at a young age. So, for you, you're an up-and-coming guy, and we're certainly glad to have you. What does that say about Ingrid in this athletic department that, give a young guy a chance because you never know what could happen?
Well, obviously she can see the vision through the Eagles' eye. I mean, she's been highly successful, identified, and putting young coaches in a position to be successful. And I think it's a compliment to her and her staff as well to know that, they always not. It's about age. It's about experience. It's about a passion. It's about a vision for your programs and being able to implement that vision.
Well, Coach, we're going to make this short because you and I will spend plenty of time together during your tenure here. I certainly look forward to it as, again, North Carolina Central naming the new head coach here for the 22nd time here. Again, as you look at the future, we wish you the best.
Thank you.
Again, this is the first of probably hundreds of conversations you and I will have on NCCUEaglePride.com. We'll certainly, maybe, when we get back to, regular schedule, maybe have another time where you have me on Eagle Talk, and just to give you a chance to get settled in, and we're certainly happy to have you here, Coach.
I appreciate it, Chris.
Jerry Mack, the new head coach here at North Carolina Central. I think, again, obviously the results and the will come, in the future, but I think today we won the day and home run in that capacity. Congratulations on naming another head coach.
Thank you. I'm so excited for Coach Mack and his family. I'm more excited for our student athletes because that's who it's all about. And once again, I feel very strongly that we have chosen the right man for the job. And I just want to tell everybody, just you wait and see.
And it's interesting you say that. It's because Twitter and social media, everybody has their this, that, and the other, and it's just one of those things. If people would have just let the process work out, because everybody wants to know right now, and they let the process work out. And I think again, the right guy has certainly come to the forefront. What is it about him that drew your attention to him the most?
Well, I think just his presence, his energy. He's very charismatic. He presented and articulated his vision clearly during his interviews with the search committee, with the student athletes, in my, committee, my interview with him. And so I think that it's so important that we make sure we have the right type of role models for our student athletes. He talked about academics, first, and that's really something that we are all in tune to, and of course, like I said in my remarks, that drives your program. His command over the X's and O's, that's something that's very important to me for all of our head coaches, to make sure that they're strong teachers. And I think that his background, his professional development speaks to he is continually trying to improve himself so that he can teach and guide young men to being professionals and leaders, husbands, fathers, and so on.
I know you got to be obviously glad that this process is over, but what did you learn about maybe the search committee and you yourself, again, going through this process? I know it has been a long and arduous one at that.
Well, every time we go through any of our searches for our head coaches, I learn so much more about how passionate people are about NCCU and how much they care about our student athletes. And, we're very careful about who we choose to be on these committees. And I think that everyone that has served on any committee for any of our head coaches has really shown their true passion for NCCU and truly wants the best here for our students.
Chris Hooks, play-by-play voice of the NCCU Sports Network with Dr. Ingrid McCree, the Director of Athletics. And what's the timetable now? Obviously, it gets the staff in and all that moving forward. For you get a little bit of a break now. You get to relax just a little bit for Christmas.
Just a little. I can't wait until tomorrow at 5 o'clock. But yeah, right now is just a time for everyone to, have a blessed holiday and be very safe. I'm looking forward to spending some time with my children and my husband because I have been here, burning the midnight oil, making sure that this search process went smoothly. But this is a time of cheer. We still have basketball going on, and so we hope that people can get out and support our teams as they travel and be safe on the roads. But yes, I will have a tiny little break until January 2nd when we come back to work, and then is gearing up again, and student athletes will be back. Coach Mack has talked about bringing in some students mid-year, and so we will have to do some work over the break. But yes, I'm looking forward to a break.
And I think one thing he said that really hit me is that we've got to do it all together. The fans, the staff, the faculty here,
yes,
the university, the community, and I think that's one thing that we have it, but it's we just got to have something that galvanizes it, and I think that will take everybody to that next step.
Well, when we asked the question of all the candidates in terms of fundraising and what their goals are and their experiences, and the first thing that he said was you have to start, it starts on campus. And it starts with people that work in the cafeteria. It starts with facility services. You have to engage your campus. And if you can't do that, or you don't believe in what you're trying to promote to the community, how can you? So it starts here. And I think that really stuck out for us as a committee when he talked about where it starts, and which is internal. It starts on campus.
I'm going to let you go. I'm done.
Oh, wonderful. Well, you have a blessed holiday, Chris.
You as well, Ingrid. Thank you for everything, and thank you for what you do here for athletics. You're a great leader, and certainly have done a great job here at NCCU, and I think it certainly shows here with all the support and the unity that we have here.
Thank you, Chris.
That is Dr. Mack Nccu. We'll take one more timeout, come back and sign this thing off as today's press conference has wrapped up. Jerry Mack, the new head coach here at North Carolina Central.